Yes, I got my Model 3 a month ago, and I wanted to share with you my pros and cons compared to the Model S that I had before. Okay, so it's actually been a whole month since I picked up my Model 3. And if you haven't seen my first reactions, I put the link here. I tried to summarize some pros and cons of the Model 3 compared to my old Model S, which was the 100D version. And now I'm driving the Model 3 Performance. And just a quick spoiler, I absolutely love this car. But there are some things that I think the Model S is doing better. So, first of all, one thing that I really love that I have improved with this car is the windscreen washer nozzles. On the Model S, they are fixed just below the windscreen, and I could never get them to, completely make the windscreen wet before the wipers tried to clean up the washer fluid. But on the Model 3, it works like this. It's actually included in the washer arms, so there's, even if you're running on a motorway, it still works just perfect. And I really like that, because I usually had a lot of problem with my Model S, so that's really good. Thumbs up, Tesla. The Model 3 is a lot sportier, in my opinion, than the Model S. It's so much more nimble to drive, even though I now have the winter tires on. But I drove it for quite some time before I had to switch to winter tires, and next week I will actually switch back to summer tires again, hopefully. And it is much more fun to drive, at least in my opinion. That's my personal preference. It is a smaller car, which suits me well, because I really don't need a large car. The only thing is that when having the Model S, I was used to, you go to the hardware store and you pick up something, a large package, and can just throw it in the trunk, no problems. We actually had one time when we bought some stuff and we had to remove the things from the packaging in order to fit it into the car. It was not a problem with the room. It was just that the box that the things came in, it was not possible to get it into the trunk because the box was too big. It was not possible to get it into the back seat because the box was too big. So the opening in the door was not big enough. But we just unpacked it, and it was plenty of room afterwards. So that was not a problem. It was just the entry itself. But for me, that's nothing that happens every day or even every week or every month. It's something that happens every now and then, like 1-2 times a year or something. So it's not an issue for me, at least. Another thing that I noticed, which isn't in particular the Model S versus the Model 3, but my Model S had a lot of rattling sounds, and I haven't found any in the Model 3. The build quality feels a lot better. I'm not sure if that's me who's been lucky with my Model 3, or if I was unlucky with my Model S. But my experience is that it's no rattle whatsoever in my Model 3. But in my Model S, it was like 3 or 4 places where, it was rattling, and I had also some trouble when it was raining. I had, on the Model S, there's an extra window here. The water got in here and started to make funny noises. It was not nice at all, and it was kind of hard to reproduce as well, because it was just when it was raining a certain amount, and the service center couldn't really fix the problem because they couldn't reproduce the problem, because you had to drive on a motorway and it needed to be raining. Another thing that I really like is that the Model 3 has CCS in Europe, which is really good because you don't need any adapter or anything. You can just drive up to any fast charger and it just works. I've tried a couple of them already, and it hasn't been any problems. They've been working flawlessly. The only thing is, the only one I've been trying out has been 50 kilowatt chargers, so it's not as fast, but it's been working really well, and you don't need any adapters, so that's really good. So that was the goods. Let's switch to the bad things. I think that the hands-free in the Model 3 is not as good as in the Model S. And what I mean with that is I can hear the person I'm talking to very clearly, but I got a lot of complaints from people in the other end of the phone call saying that they have trouble hearing me when I'm driving on a motorway. That was not an issue with the Model S. So I've called Tesla, and they will investigate if it's just my car, but I heard many other people having the same issue. So we will see if it's something if it's just the way it's supposed to be, or if there is possibly a fix for it coming. I keep you updated on that one. Another thing is, since this is the performance version of the Model 3 and I didn't have the performance of the Model S, the range calculations are way off on the Model 3 performance, at least at this time of year when we are close to 0 degrees. On the Model S, I did road trips in the same weather conditions, and the estimated consumption for the Model S was very accurate, and in the Model 3 it's at least 10% off. It consumes more than it calculates. I'm aware of this. This is the performance version. I'm not complaining, but I would prefer that it actually estimated the range a bit better. But it's not a problem. Now I know how it works, and it's just a minor detail. Another thing is noise. So the road noise in the Model 3 is a lot higher than in the Model S. That's how it feels when I'm driving. I haven't measured it, so I can't say that, oh, it's this or that much, but the experience is that it's much more road noise in the Model 3. But keep in mind, once again, this is the performance version with the performance wheels. I had the 19-inch wheels on the Model S, and this is 20-inch wheels on the Model 3, so that might be causing it. So I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that that's something that was better on my previous Model S, the noise level, the road noise. And I had another problem with HomeLink. Maybe you've seen my video, but I had 2 Model S cars before, and both worked flawlessly with the HomeLink garage door that I have. Unfortunately, it doesn't work on the Model 3. And I've actually now visited the reseller of the HomeLink system, and we actually tried with a remote control that should be supported according to HomeLink, but it still doesn't work. So, well, that's something that I hope they will fix eventually. And there's a support case at Tesla, which I haven't heard anything of the last 2 weeks. So it's I'm going to follow up that as well. And the last thing that I think was better in the Model S is the comfort in the back seat. If you're going on long road trips, the passengers riding in the back seat, they tell me that the comfort, it's okay, but it was better in the Model S. I think, however, the amenities in the back seat is better. You have USB ports in the back, which you didn't have, at least not in my Model S. So the kids can charge their phones while riding in the back. And you also have an armrest in the middle, which you didn't have in the Model S. That's are my pros and cons so far for the Model 3 compared to my old Model S. I hope this helped you. And if you're interested in free supercharging when you buy a new Tesla, just check out the description in this video. I won't harass you with more information about it. You can read about it in the description. Okay, so drive safely, and I see you in the next one. Take care.